December 22nd, 1849. The temperature in St. Petersburg is well below freezing. A 28-year-old writer named Fyodor Dostoevsky stands in Semyonov Square alongside a group of political prisoners. They are blindfolded. The executioners raise their rifles. And then, silence. 5 minutes pass. Each second drags on, heavy with the absolute certainty of impending death. Suddenly, a messenger arrives at full gallop, carrying a pardon from the Tsar. The entire event was a staged punishment, a calculated humiliation designed by the regime. Believing he had exactly 5 minutes left, Dostoevsky watched those seconds stretch into an eternity. He realized that the simple act of existing was a gift he had spent his life ignoring. The mock execution spared his life, but his punishment continued. He spent the next 4 years performing forced labor in Siberia, carrying that new, sharp awareness of life's value through the frozen camps. Years later, this experience became the founding stone of his novel, The Idiot. Through the voice of his protagonist, Prince Mishkin, Dostoevsky narrates the psychological torture of an execution with surgical precision. He didn't have to imagine the inner richness of a condemned man. He lived it, survived it, and then dissected it on the page. We meet Prince Lev Nikolai Mishkin as he arrives in St. Petersburg. He is penniless, plainly dressed, and unsettled by the bustle of the capital. Stepping off a train from Switzerland, he enters a society built on status and self-interest. In the 19th century, the word idiot was a medical category used to describe severe intellectual disability. Dostoevsky used it with biting irony. In this world, the only man truly idiotic is the only one who genuinely sees. Society calls his wisdom weakness and his compassion naivety. They mistake his holiness for a lack of sense. In his private notebooks, Dostoevsky wrote, "The prince is Christ." He wanted to create a savior made of flesh, an epileptic, vulnerable man who stumbles, suffers, and is capable of falling in love. He wanted to know what would happen if a truly good man were thrown into the hell of modern society. Would such a man be embraced, or would he be crushed by the machinery of the world? This question plays out through a love triangle that functions as a philosophical battleground. On one side is Nastasia Filipovna. She is a woman of striking beauty who has been marked by years of abuse. She oscillates between a longing for redemption and an urge to destroy herself before anyone else can harm her again. On the other side is Aglaya Yaponchina. Young, brilliant, and aristocratic, she represents the respectable normalcy of high society. Mishkin loves them both. He loves Nastasia with a pity so deep it borders on a desire to save her soul, while he loves Aglaya with a genuine, admiring desire to share a life. He is paralyzed between these two poles. When Mishkin finally offers Nastasia unconditional love, she flees. For someone conditioned to expect only exploitation, a man who offers genuine goodness without a price is incomprehensible, and because it is incomprehensible, it is terrifying. In 1867, Dostoevsky stood before Hans Holbein's painting of the dead Christ and was nearly overcome. It shows a corpse in the early stages of decomposition, with clenched fingers and half-open eyes. He was so shaken by the image his wife feared he would suffer a seizure. In the novel, Mishkin says this painting could make a man lose his faith. If the savior was entirely consumed by physical death, and if his body decayed like any other man's, then the world is governed only by nature and nihilism, not hope. Dostoevsky reflects this threat in the book's very structure. The critic Mikhail Bakhtin called it a polyphonic novel. There is no central, controlling truth. Instead, nihilists and innocents are allowed to clash with equal weight and urgency. Dostoevsky wrote at a frantic pace to pay off gambling debts, and that urgency spills into the prose. The narrative feels like a fever dream, where parties become scandals and private confessions are turned into public attacks. This chaos serves a purpose. It shows that goodness, when it enters the wrong room, can be destructive. Like a knight accidentally shattering a porcelain vase in a drawing room, Mishkin's purity breaks the fragile hypocrisies of the world around him. This brings us to the novel's most famous line: "Beauty will save the world." For Dostoevsky, this beauty is virtue. It is the manifestation of the divine within a human being, a goodness that remains beautiful even when it is being destroyed. Yet the conclusion is a tragedy. Society does not embrace this beauty. It consumes it. Myshkin ends the novel mentally broken, having failed to save the people he loved. Despite its cold reception, Dostoevsky considered this his most personal novel. It was the place where he deposited his most sacred beliefs about the fate of compassion in a modern world. He survived the firing squad in Semyonov Square to tell this story. He wrote about a man who looked at death and found an eternity of richness, only to be silenced by a world that wasn't ready to listen.